This is ST-321, code clearance blue. We're starting our approach to deactivate the security shield.
Hi, I'm Paul and I'm with my mate James and welcome to Code Clearance Blue, a show where we discuss all things Star Wars from our home here in the UK.
We would be honoured if you would join us.
I've been looking forward to this.
Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Code Clearance Blue. This week we are on half term, which is amazing, which can mean only one thing. Obviously we're trying to get our kids to watch as much Star Wars as possible this week, but we thought we'd save this episode to a nice review of Revenge of the Sith. I'm joined of course by James. Hello there.
Very good.
That sounds good.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Like a lot.
Yeah, half term, mate. Half term.
Brutal.
But more importantly, big final.
Big final, yeah, to mix up both our passions of Star Wars and Chelsea Football Club. Big final on Wednesday coming up, which should be exciting. It should be maybe a good one. I don't know. To sort of go back to when Chelsea win the Champions League. Sorry if you're in America and you're not really into soccer football thing, but this is related to football. This is related to Star Wars. At the time, Bad Batch Season 1 came out when we won the Champions League in 2021, was it?
Yeah.
2021. And so I came back quite heavily drunk. Obviously, it's a big night. Watched some football. Then I started to try and watch Bad Batch because it was on as well. And I conked out. But so I always remember Bad Batch coming out when we won the Champions League. So there you go. There is a bit of a Star Wars link there.
Beautiful.
And I'm sure there's loads of Star Wars British actors who are Chelsea fans.
Yeah, I'm sure there probably are knocking about.
We'll get one on the pod, whoever they are.
We'll hunt them down.
We'll hunt them down. James knows them.
I'll have to start adding that to my list of questions now when I meet them, aren't I?
Yeah, definitely.
Who do you support?
Who do you support? Yeah, exactly. You're not coming on.
Yeah, West Ham, you're joking.
Yeah.
Speaking of performers, though, I found out another little Andor nugget, and so people are still out there talking about Andor, obviously.
Yeah.
But the actress who played Clea, who obviously had a very strong arc in the sort of the last couple of episodes, Elizabeth Dulau, apparently that was her first major role in anything.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Didn't she do well?
Didn't she do well? Nice to see you.
Yeah, she's done very well. Very well. But that's a good one to pull for. I suppose Star Wars has always been famous for that, though, right? If you think about even to the originals, you know what I mean? Like just pulling in like Mark Hamill and, you know, like obviously they had seasoned professionals as well, but like just people go on. Or even if you think about Daisy Ridley and, you know, she didn't really have much going on before her big role.
Yeah.
You got to be confident these people can sort of handle it, right? I mean, not so much in the Andor series so much, but a lot of screen time.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a Star Wars thing, isn't it? Like they always wanted like the main characters to kind of be sort of unrecognizable performers to kids.
Yeah,
specifically. So like Phantom Menace, obviously they got Liam Neeson, Ewan McGregor. Natalie Portman wasn't that big then because a lot of kids hadn't seen Leon, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
She's like 14.
Yeah, but like, you know, like, so obviously to us, Ewan McGregor was like a pretty cool, hip kind of actor in a lot of Brit flicks and everything. But to see him go and do Obi-Wan was like a bit of a trip. But like, if you're 7, you ain't got a Scooby, have you? So I think that's a long running tradition, and I guess Elizabeth Dulau was just the next one on that.
Yeah, totally. Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, there's been plenty of people, I think, and also these sort of British commanders, you know, who are in part of the Imperial. I don't know where they find them from, but they all look and sound very sort of. I mean, they must just go to the Globe Theatre. Do you know what I mean? Because they're all very thespian, older actors, There must have a fucking conveyor belt down there on the South Bank. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you'll do. Yeah, 65. You say, oh, right, okay, go on and speak to me. Now then. Okay, brilliant. You got a big British booming thespian voice. You'll be a great fucking commander.
Yeah, definitely. Can you just say fire at will for me?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You definitely can work for the Imperial Senate, or whatever. But yeah, so I think there's. I don't know. You just feel like you're running out of old blokes, though.
Well, not even old blokes. I mean, Tony Gilroy, I mentioned in the last episode of Co-Clearance Blue. He when he came over, he said he was like a pig in shit basically with the casting, because he got Nina Gold, who does like a lot of Star Wars casting for like some of the prequels and stuff like that. I think he was like going sit in sessions with them, and he said that her and like other Americans that have gone through like the British system were like, you're gonna have a field day because there's all these excellent actors and actresses out there, but British production companies won't touch them because they've been in EastEnders.
Yeah, sure.
Or they've been in Coronation Street. And like Tony Gilroy's sitting there saying this.
Yeah.
He's like, people just kept coming in and I'll be like, wow, these people were amazing, but they haven't done anything bigger than a crappy cop show on Channel 5 or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he said that he spotted Denise Gough in the theatre on the West End.
Right,
about a year before he even sort of like was getting ready to do series 1.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
you just don't know who's watching, do you?
That's it.
But no, it's good. But like I mentioned, we thought we'll go back in time. Oh, he's got a Stormtrooper glass for everyone watching there. Yeah, craft beer. I think I've got that one as well. It's very good.
Christmas present. The beers have been drunk already, but I use this for
they're very tasty. It didn't last very long, but yeah,
it was all right actually. Pretty good.
One of our beer, Stormtrooper beer. Sorry, yeah, we obviously back in April when Andor was kicking off, just about to kick off. We were given a nice little treat again. A nice little cinema trip. Was only on for 4 days, which was bloody annoying. Because we had Easter sort of the week before, I think. So so I managed. So sort of part of Project Propaganda, you're gonna fucking love Star Wars.com. And we talk about endlessly on this show because that's basically the main theme now, isn't it? That we just have to get our children to like Star Wars. I've got 3 children and I managed to convince one to go. The little one didn't want to go because he was a 12 plus. And I'm like, what kind of rebel are you? I said, you can go. You've seen it.
We watched it at home. Yeah.
My little girl, she didn't want to go because I think she was going to gymnastics or something. So my older one went, who's not really that much into Star Wars, but didn't want to go to gymnastics. So, I said, I'll get you a ticket. I'll get you a little burger. Propaganda. Here you go. Bribery at the highest level. So yeah, that was our trip. We went to the cinema to watch it on I think it was on a Sunday.
Beautiful. Did you manage to get any feedback at all?
Yeah, well, we both got recordings, didn't we, from our kids who went to go and see it.
We did.
The mainly was that for the last half hour he needed the toilet, but he didn't want to go to the toilet. So,
I mean, I salute his stoicism, but that's the worst situation, isn't it?
That is the worst situation. So you should have gone to the toilet. You might have enjoyed the last half hour a little bit better, and yeah, you would have been a little bit less fidgety, maybe. So yeah, that was.
Did it feel like he was in one of those 4DX chairs because he's sitting there going like this?
Yeah, sitting there having a wiggle. Yeah. So in my cinema, sorry to go off on one, but you've got standard seats, then you got standard plus seats, and then you got premier seats. There's like 3 tiers of fucking seating. And the standard one, there's only about fucking 5 of them now. And one of them's like the disabled one right at the bottom. Do you know what I mean? There's just one on its own. So like, and then the one's right at the back in the corner, which you probably got a pillar in front of it or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're cheeky. Not only are they putting the cinema tickets up in price, and they're putting more categories in. That, you know what I mean? And they're all cheekily putting it up.
So what's the difference between a standard and a standard plus then?
It's slightly more legroom, and then you got Premiere, which is like bigger red legroom, and then in some of the cinemas they've got the sofas as well.
Yeah.
Which I've only been to once. I think it was Sonic 2. That classic.
Nice romantic date night for Sonic 2, was it?
Yeah, man.
Cheeky sofa.
That's it. Come on, let's watch Sonic 2.
The thing with sofas at my local cinema is like you can only buy them if you buy both seats. So you can't.
Right,
if you go on your own. You can't just buy one seat on a sofa. Do you know what I mean?
Have you ever sneaked? Like I have sneaked into the Premiere section before, because there's one person. I know they've probably got cameras and shit, but there's one person that controls the whole fucking 14 screens of cinema. And it's just some like kid at the front who just scans your phone.
Yeah,
it's just such little people that work at the cinema anymore, isn't there? Think about all those old-fashioned box office staff that you used to have.
I know, you used to have someone walk you to your seat.
Walk you to your seat with a little torch.
Do you know what I mean? Which, when it's busy, I don't mind that because it's kind of, you get your seat. You know, when some people just go and sit where they want and then you end up having a ruck or whatever. But like, at least like if someone was actually walking you there, a little bit of policing is all right. But yeah, like you say now, like in my one, you have to buy the tickets for the machine and the food, a ticket from the machine.
Right.
And you take it to the counter and they just like beep the barcode for your ticket and your food, give you your food and say you're in screen 7.
Wow, they don't even have anyone at the entrance of the screen.
Not like
because yours is very similar to mine, where you go to one entrance and then all the screens are on the left or the right, right? That's
like down a long corridor. It's like you go
corridor,
yeah.
So you should have one person at the top of that screen, right?
I mean, they do for like busier times, but I go quite a lot, like sort of during the daytimes if I'm on my own as well.
Yeah.
And there's like 2 people of staff like behind the concessions counter, and that's about it.
And the other thing is that if you go online, you can easily bounce around cinemas.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? Like if you know that yours is finishing at 3:10. And you can go, oh yeah, I can go watch fucking Beetlejuice now.
yeah.
Or whatever, like a 5-part, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I don't know. It's like, it's interesting about cinema. They were talking about, like, you know, obviously family films keeping the cinema alive, basically. Because no one's watching sort of any other sort of adult films.
Yeah, so like
blockbusters now, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like Minecraft obviously did great guns, didn't it?
Yeah, Minecraft, Sonic, Mario, those sorts of things, you know. Just
one or two, probably.
One or two, yeah, just keeping the cinema alive.
Yeah, which is good. Bums in seats is good.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the only trouble with sneaking to other screens at my local cinema is that they don't tell you what screen things are on.
Oh, really?
You could sneak in and it'll be like the last 5 minutes of some film you don't want to watch. And like,
that's what I mean. Like you can just check online beforehand and go, okay, I'm going to watch my 1 or 2 at screen 5. It starts at 5:05.
Oh yeah, I suppose.
Like, you know, beforehand, you know.
Yeah, but the only problem is they do come and clean the screens after every screening, don't they?
Yeah, no, yeah. You have to you have to hang out the toilet or. I mean, like my one's got several floors and you can hide. It's got, you know what I mean. Like it's easier to hide than your one,
right?
Because yours is just a long corridor, isn't it? And there's just a fire exit at the end.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So if anyone's got any other screen. Has everyone seen like 3 films in a row without paying for one? Then just just comment below or whatever. Send us a tweet, because I think it should be said.
Yeah, any hints or tips for scamming cinemas? Let us know.
Scamming cinemas, scamming tickets.
To be fair, Kevin Smith, the filmmaker, has bought his own cinema. in his own hometown, and he's brazenly said that back in the old days that they used to do that because it was like really easy to just like screen hop and stuff. And he's always more recently said, if you come to my cinema, pay for a film and buy some popcorn or whatever. And he's like, I don't give a fuck if you go and bounce into another screen, as long as you go back and buy like another Coke or like some more popcorn or whatever. As long as you'll keep spending, I don't mind what you do, basically.
Yeah.
He's like, that's how we make money. He's like, the screenings don't actually generate much money, but yeah.
No, it's mad, isn't it? It's a mad
it's
model.
crazy, isn't it?
So yeah, do you want to talk a little bit about Sith, and then we can listen to our mini Barry Normans review the film in their own words?
Yeah, great idea. Yeah. All right, that's cool. Yeah. So obviously to see any of the sort of classic any Star Wars on the big screen is a real treat, but anything from the first 6 episodes is like a double for us, isn't it? Because right in our wheelhouse. I'm just trying to think the first time we ever saw it. We actually went to my local cinema, didn't we? Because you lived a bit closer to the area at the time.
Yeah.
And we went for like a lunchtime screening on the day of release, didn't we? Rather than either flying all the way to America or going to Leicester Square in London at midnight. So
yeah.
A bit more sedate.
I couldn't remember. Yeah, I couldn't remember that one because I've got a shit memory. So that's why I relied very much on you where we were on these things. Yeah, I remember seeing it a couple of times, obviously. But yeah, I mean, I would say that this definitely has probably maybe the strongest opening. Those sort of drums, where you've got the crawl, obviously, and then it says war, and then like it has the big drum beats, and then you sort of see one ship, and then you follow down, and it all then reveals this gigantic battle. I think over Coruscant, isn't it?
Yeah.
And just how out of hand it's got. I would definitely say that's probably like one of my top 5, like favorite bits of that film. It's just that pure opening until someone speaks.
Yeah.
I think it's Obi-Wan or Anakin.
Yeah, it is really good. It is really good. And then obviously they're trying to get to Grievous's ship, and they're getting done over by buzz droids and all that sort of thing, and R2 zaps one, and it's just a really great adventurous start. Obviously, some of the dialogue's a bit stilted, but
yeah.
Particularly when we get onto the ship, and then they're like the banter and the lift and stuff is a bit like
that slows down a lot, doesn't it? Like,
it does slow it down.
The lift bit, and the up and downness of it, and Anakin getting out, and then R2 getting, and he's like spraying some oil and sets him on fire. You know what I mean? Like, it just like, I think, yeah, again, looking back, there are better ways of sneaking onto a ship. Like, that. Considering also, I mean, I love the line, spring the trap. I think that's, that's great. That's a good line. And, and because we all know it's all set up, by Paps himself, then, it's a bit of unnecessary. And even when they sort of, obviously, they find him and then have their encounter with Dooku, and Obi-Wan fucks it again, but this time Anakin does the deed.
The line, it's just so cringy when he's like, Sith are our speciality.
Yeah.
He got mullered twice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then when they do get rescue Paps, and he sort of, as a wonder, then they get that sort of force field around them, and then they're like, "Oh, must be patient," and old Paps is just looking around. You know what I mean? He's like, he's lost in green screen, clearly. Like, he's lost in Australia. It's like, sorry, George. Where should I look?
We're in the outback.
Yeah, in the outback studio. And then he just like looking around, like really lost, and that is where it sort of does fall down a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I mean, but that's only because we've seen it so many times. We're kind of picking things out that we notice like afresh. I think now that maybe we didn't really care about back in the day. I mean, it doesn't necessarily make it a bad film per se. It's just you've got to laugh at little things like that, because otherwise, you're taking it way too seriously.
Yeah, and also like now how well they do that kind of thing. Like we mentioned in Andor and Obi-Wan, what I mean? They do rescues very well and escapes very well now. Do you know what I mean? Where it has lost that, obviously, that innocent for kids, element, which is what that's sort of doing. But yeah, I thought that was a bit of an awkward scene, and so I've sort of but obviously pace wise, it really keeps going and it's really good. It's great to see it in the cinema as well, because I don't know, sometimes a jump bits, you know what I mean? You just want to get towards the 66 bit, or whereas obviously watching a film in its entirety, which is what it's designed to do, because it is really good. So yeah.
No, it's very enjoyable, very enjoyable. Obviously, once it gets all up to the execute Order 66 stuff and everything, it just really kicks off, doesn't it? And then it becomes very fast paced.
Yeah, it becomes very Star Warsy, where it's intercutting between scene, good fights, and got 2 fights going on, and like other escapes and things. So, and the it's really, really good. So I put like my top 5 bits. This was sort of notes I made straight away, which was Yoda and Palpatine fight. I think is number 1 bit of that film for me.
Right.
Then opening sequence, Order 66, which is a fantastic sequence, isn't it? When that happens, music especially.
Yeah.
I did like when Palpatine obviously knocks old Min Windu out the window, and then he sort of becomes Palpatine he becomes Palpatine, and then he also Darth Vader, but Darth Vader as a human.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's sort of they're my sort of top bits. And the last bit actually was Yoda's move when he's on Kashyyyk and he realised something's going down and he jumps back and takes that Black's head off. That sort of clone trooper's head off, which was top 5 bits basically, I thought.
Yeah, fair
really,
play,
really
mate. Fair play, yeah. I think
I should have put Ewan McGregor, the Obi-Wan fight in there, do you know what I mean? Anakin, but I thought, I don't know, I always think Yoda's fight with Palpatine is so much better.
Yeah, I think because it's a little bit shorter. It doesn't go on as long.
Yeah.
And it's the fact that it's the Emperor and Yoda going at it.
Yeah, head to head.
Do you know what I mean?
Top dog v top dog.
Exactly. The head honcho's having a go at it. And it's like, we, as the audience, even at the time, we know that Palpatine and that's basically the Empire's going to rise. So our heroes aren't going to win, basically. But it was still really enthralling to see that.
Yeah, and seeing Yoda fall down like that and him being sort of essentially being the same costume as he is in Empire.
Straight in.
Straight in. He didn't even fucking wash his stuff. He looks at his little hoodie, doesn't he? And he's like, oh, they think they're going to, I'm going to be dead. Because it's just laying there. And then he manages to get old Bale to rescue him.
What did you think of now that we've been living with it for 20 years, but the fact that Yoda knows Chewbacca?
Yeah, that's quite interesting. I still think it's quite nice.
It is, but it's a bit like when people say there's too many cameos and stuff in Star Wars. That's that must have been that must be one of the biggest ones that happened.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? A bit kind of like, oh, he happened to be on the same landing pad as Chewbacca.
Yeah.
And then Chewbacca helps him get back to his little escape ship and stuff. It's like, interesting.
Yeah, Chewbacca was quite high up in the Kashyyyk order.
He was.
Clearly. But it's quite interesting, isn't it? And then obviously the next time we see Chewbacca is in some sort of pit in Han Solo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So clearly it all went a bit tits up on Kashyyyk and
on Minbin as well. It wasn't even Kashyyyk, was it? It was like
no. So obviously he had his own problems.
I quite like the the fact that the whole of the Clone Wars cartoons, like, they couldn't let Anakin and Grievous meet each other.
Yeah.
And they managed to do it as well. They managed to keep them apart just so that one little bit in the scene made sense.
Yeah, so it makes sense and works. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, dodgy bits. Yeah, well, we sort of mentioned the rescue mission. Padme. I mean, I didn't realize how many scenes she had in her little living room on her own, just looking out the window. And I thought that was a little bit. I know she's preggers, but like, right, you're pregnant now, love. Stay at home. Don't go. Yeah, I mean, obviously she pops to the Senate, doesn't she?
Yeah.
And then goes, "Oh, this is how liberty dies," and then pops back. You know. And then when she's like, "Oh," you know, when she talks to Anakin's like, "Obi-Wan said you killed some younglings or something." I don't know, something like that. And you turn to the dark side. Her voice goes up. But yeah, you know, I mean, it's like you said, it's fine just at the moment, isn't it? And yeah, when they sort of like, and Obi-Wan's like, they killed younglings. That's the security footage, you know.
There's definitely some bad line readings there. Like,
yeah, it's weird, isn't it? It's weird that they've been so badly sort of directed.
Yeah.
That you know, they are just sort of wooden performances, which just shows like how important it is, the direction of something.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, because that whole like he killed younglings lines, like actually, like it's pretty powerful stuff.
Yeah,
but like McGregor really sort of hams it up.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many takes they would have done of it, and if that was the best one or what, or if George told him he needed to do it like that, I don't know. But
yeah. And then like the other bit is obviously when Vader becomes Vader and he just does that big no, you know, which it doesn't need. Like when I was watching, I thought, right, you could just lose that no and him just do that and use the Force, you know, to change the room, and old Palpatine's like chuckling in the background. Like, yes, this is it.
I fucking got him.
I've got him. I fucking lied to him. Like,
in the novelization, Vader actually goes for Palpatine just after that.
Oh yeah, you've mentioned that before. Yeah,
and Palpatine has to let him know his place.
Right.
Which would have been pretty cool. I could have lived with the no if, like, then the next shot was him turning and trying to get Palpatine. You know
Pulls his lightsaber out, and then Palpatine holds him, and just like just to show how powerful this relationship, the why he is number two.
Exactly. Yeah.
And he shouldn't be thinking outside his box.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Like he does in Jedi, where he's like, "Oh, maybe you and me could get together," or in Empire. Sorry, you know, we could rule the galaxy together.
Yeah. I do like Padme staring out of a window, but I do really like the one where he, just before he goes to interrupt Windu and Palpatine fighting, when they're like, she's looking out across and then he's looking out across from the temple.
Yeah.
And Palpatine's voiceover's coming in and the music's very ethereal and everything. And I'm like, I love that scene. That's a really good one for me.
Yeah. And with the no thing, which I don't think I've ever really picked it up, but then you've got the sort of the death of sort of Anakin and the birth of the kids sort of intercut with each other, which I never really, again, until you're on a big screen, you sort of realise what's going on, you know what I mean? Like sort of death and birth kind of going on, sort of intercut with each other.
Yeah, I never really thought about it like that, actually. That's a good point.
Yeah, sort of like, which I thought was the old midwife as well. Scooping them out. Yeah, scooping them out.
She pops into my head more often than I would like to admit. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I'll just be sitting there doing work one day and I'll be like,
and or mine's Sol Guevara, like with the kids, like I just go to Sol Guevara, like they're like, Dad, I don't want to go to bed. I'm just like, no, you got. I just turned into Sol Guevara, and like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm Sol Guevara. Respect. So fucking ridiculous. But you gotta do this shit when you're with your kids, man. Like, I can't remember his lines now, but
Just make it up though. Just be like, "Whose
Yeah.
side are you on, boy?"
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, you gotta do it when he does the one-liners, and then he says, yeah, and I go, "Ball garlic," to them. Like, what are you talking about, Dad? Like, ball garlic. I get ball garlic. Just to fucking scare them, or what I do to scare them if they're not fucking coming upstairs to the bed. Right, fucking, I'll get Plagueis. It's like Darth Plagueis. Turn the light off. I don't even know who Darth Plagueis is. Mate, it's proper fucking dodgy abuse. Get
I hope your
Plagueis
missus ain't
involved.
listening to this.
No, she wouldn't be.
Oh, that's fucking
Yeah.
brilliant. Have they seen the Acolyte then, have they?
No, they don't even know who he is. It's like, the Saw Gerrera part's very good.
That's brilliant, mate. I love that.
You always have to weave Star Wars into it, I think.
Yeah, you got to, mate. You got to. Should we have a review from one of the kids then?
Yeah, go on. Then you play yours first.
All right.
We got interviews straight after to get their thoughts on the performance of Revenge of the Sith in the cinema.
All right. Here we go. So this is my youngest, and he's just turned 8 at this point. Here we go.
What's your thoughts on it?
It was good.
Which part did you like the most?
Anakin and Obi-Wan's lightsaber fight.
Oh yeah? What was that?
I just liked the lightsaber fight for some reason.
What did you say to me when Padme was talking to Anakin on Mustafar?
That I swear his eyes weren't yellow then.
Yeah, you're right. They weren't, were they? I think it might be because his eyes only go yellow when he's using his anger, I think.
Oh, why did Darth Sidious's eyes always yellow then?
Do you know what? You make a really good point. What do you think about 3PO's mind being wiped?
Like, why do all of them be like white? Oh wait, I know.
Why?
Because then he might accidentally let slip the stuff that's happened.
Yeah, good thinking. And you were quite impressed with the lava hail as well, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because those dip-dops turned off the shields.
Yeah, they do.
What would you give it out of 10?
10? 10?
Oh, 10 out of 10. All right.
All of them are 10 out of 10.
What, all Star Wars?
Yeah.
Top man. I'll let George Lucas know.
There you go.
Nice. Wow. 10 out of 10.
I know. I couldn't believe
God, your
it. 10 out of
propaganda
10.
machine's working
I know.
massively.
Well, I mean, he's either said that because he's just keeping me sweet, or he means it. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I didn't prompt him on any of those things either. I just asked him the questions, and they were his genuine responses. But yeah, he got me with the eye thing. I was like, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, that's quite a good point.
Yeah, it really is, because obviously there's that close up of Anakin when he's wiped out the Trade Federation and everything, and he's got the yellow Sith eyes at that point, and then he was just like that. Like Dad, later on when he's like talking to Obi-Wan, he hasn't got yellow eyes, and I'm like,
yeah. Nice.
So
Excellent. Yeah, some good responses there. I can't remember. I've only played a little bit of this back, so I can't actually remember it that much. Let's see what he said. But yeah, it's my older one who came with me. I interviewed him at a bus stop.
Go see Star Wars, and the other two didn't, so that was good. So, what did you think of the film?
I mean, there were loads of twists, there were loads of twists, loads of stuff that I didn't really expect. So I would rate it like a 7.9.
7.9, that's good. What was your favourite lines?
It it was
Do you remember when the Palpatine, what was he saying?
I liked it when when Palpatine said, "Do it."
That was good, yeah. And then there was also the high ground.
Oh yeah.
And then Anakin. Did you like the fight between Anakin and Obi-Wan?
Well, to be fair, I looked away because there were so many flashing lights and it was hurting my head.
Oh, was it quite flashy?
Yeah, it was like,
And also Anakin sort of burning up as well.
yeah.
Was that nasty?
It wasn't really nasty. It was just like, how can you survive when your legs and arms are chopped off and you're burning?
Yeah, it's pretty bad. I think Palpatine just got there in time, didn't he? So yeah, 7. Was it 7.9? 7.9 out of 10.
Yeah.
Not out of 8. 7.9 out of 10.
Yeah.
That's good. Thank you very much. Thanks for your opinion.
Brilliant.
How serious is that?
Really serious.
7.9, amazing.
You can tell he used it. Does he look at Rotten Tomatoes or something? Or
I don't know. I think he's just very maths oriented. He's like a fucking Rain Man.
fair play.
So yeah, he was doing lots of voices. He was doing all the impressions before, because they're all these little memes, aren't they? Like, I've got the high ground, Anakin, and I love you, Anakin, like a brother. Like, he does reel them off.
Yeah,
but obviously the pressure of the microphone meant that he didn't quite. He bottled it. He's trying to give a bit more of a serious opinion.
That's it, mate. That's it. No, I think that they both done well there. To be fair,
they did. Yeah, definitely.
But
yeah, no, it was very enjoyable to watch it again. And I mean, what we're going to get soon next year, I mean, they sort of obviously missed Clones out, skip that one, but surely New Hope must be coming up soon, or Empire, or, you know what I mean, like a random anniversary. We've obviously had Jedi. Was that last year? Or was that the year before? I can't remember.
Well,
before,
2027 will be the 50th anniversary of A New Hope.
Really? Well, we better go and watch that again then. I watched it last year.
I reckon we probably should, mate. Yeah.
No way. It can't be that old, can it?
Yeah, 77.
Shit.
77. Fuck. Like you say, they skipped out Clones. I don't know why. That's the only one we've got left to watch at the cinema, I think.
Yeah.
Apart from Solo, obviously, and Rogue One, but
Yeah, they might do I don't know, like they did last year, randomly just bring out every film, didn't they?
Yeah, they did quite a few, didn't they? Yeah, that's true. Was Clones part of that? Because we didn't get to see Clones. I know that was the only one. I think
it was, yeah, but it was really short, these little short bursts. I was expecting this Sith to be on for maybe a week. But 4 days is a bit fucking...
I'll be honest with you, it was on for a week at my local.
Oh, was it? Oh, right. It wasn't Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, that was it.
Oh, yeah, because I managed to I went to a second screening of it just on my own, but it was on the Wednesday. So, in the UK, if you don't know, they changed the films at the cinemas on a Thursday. And so I just looked it up, and there was performances on the Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, but only 2 showings a day. So I was like, screw it, I'll try and fit one more in. So
yeah,
managed to get one more in, which was good. Did you notice how much it took worldwide over the course of that week?
No. What was the numbers?
Do you want to have a little guess?
Well, I'm gonna go 20 million.
More than
10,
that.
50, more than that. 30. 25.
No, more.
Oh, more than 30.
Yeah.
Jesus, 40.
More.
Higher than the 40. 60.
Good game. You've gone too high there, mate. You've gone too high.
So let's go 50.
Higher.
55.
It's about 55.5.
God, that's a good amount of money.
Yeah, global total. I think in the UK it took about just under 4 million, I think.
Mm.
And then in America, obviously, it took quite a lot of money, and then everything added up all together. So yeah, you're looking at just under 56 mil, I think.
God, they're gonna keep doing this, aren't they? Just it just prints money for nothing.
Well, this is it. I mean, we've said this before, isn't it? It's not even a case of sending a case of film down now, is it? It's like just
it's just a file,
a link, or a USB stick or something like.
No, yeah, it's just it's a stream off Disney server at a particular time. That's how it works.
Oh, right.
So you get access to that film at 7:00. You have a password essentially, and it unlocks and it plays off Disney server onto the screen.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, so it's not even like a download or anything. It's like you just have to book it in.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's fucking crazy.
That's mental, isn't it? Because I remember when Phantom Menace was part of that little showing towards the end of last year, and it did feel like it was like a TV copy just broadcast onto a big screen,
Yeah.
Didn't seem that
That
sharp.
was on film, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No. It's on film, that one as well, wasn't it? Last one. Cool. Well, we'll catch up for another episode next week. Anything else from the Sith magic?
No, I think that's all good. I think what we might need to do in the barren months to come, when we haven't got new content, maybe we should do a deep dive on like the 11 films or something. Maybe.
Yeah,
we could do that.
Yeah, definitely.
But no, other than that, come on Chelsea.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bit of silverware. Come on Star Wars.
Come on Star Wars. Get a move on.
Get a move on. New trailer, please. Something like that.
And then we still got to talk about Celebration.
Yeah.
Spoke about. So
we'll talk about Celebration and the new ILM documentary.
New ILM documentary and the new animation series.
Tales of the Underground. Shout out to Money for Old Rope. Love it.
Money for Old Rope, yeah, definitely.
And do give us a follow on Twitter at UK Star Wars Pod. Co-Clearance Blue, find us on YouTube, on TikTok. Come and get involved. We'd love to hear from you. But yeah, I think for now, Paolo, all good?
All good.
Beautiful. Thanks for listening, everybody, and may the Force be with you all.
Starting our approach, deactivate the security shield.
Security deflective shield will be deactivated when we have confirmation of your code transmission. Stand by.